Hello, hello. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining me today on my How to Define Your Interior Style mini course. My name is Candice Stroud, and I am the owner and designer of MOS Interiors, which is now been around for 7 years. Prior to that, I was in the interior design industry in Melbourne, Victoria for over 10. So it's safe to say in my 17 plus years of being an interior designer, I have certainly come across a fair few interior styles that I can help you make sense of. So enough about me. Of course, you're here today to learn about how to define your own interior style and how to break down the noise or to cut out the noise and really work out what it is that you want to achieve within your home. So without further ado, let's start the little course, and I shall share my screen with you and we will get started. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. So how to define your interior style. Alrighty. So it's really imperative that when you're diving into to revamping your space, whether it's a big transformation or a tiny tweak, you really need to pinpoint your interior style. This way, you'll craft a harmonious living space that radiates positivity daily and mirrors your unique personality and your family's quirks. So what I mean by that is really understanding, number one, what it is that you as a family need within your home, and understanding how you use your spaces, and something that gives you positive vibes all day long. So what is it and why is it important? So basically, your home's interior, before you put any furniture, any applications on the walls, even coming down to things like handles and certain decorative fixtures, it acts as a blank canvas to allow you to express your uniqueness. So styles such as Japandi, modern or classic can provide completely different avenues to display your own personal flair. So the goal for this is to aim for a unified and personalized look that mirrors your individuality, but also strikes that balance between representation and not overpowering the space. Basically, what we want to see you in your space. So what's the difference between interior style and interior design? So how I like to define this is interior style focuses on the aesthetic details, like the accessories, eye-catching accessories and mood-setting chandeliers, and shaping the overall look and feel and the ambience of a room. Whereas the interior design encompasses everything from aesthetics to the more functionality items, involving such things as wall placement and wall applications, layouts, fixtures, and intricate details that bring a space together. Things like cabinetry and dividing walls and other built-in bits and pieces throughout the home. So how do we really determine what your interior style is? So it's great to start with your lifestyle. So think about your lifestyle and how do you want to use each individual space within your home? Do you want it to be a reflection of your surroundings? For example, are you on the coast? Or do you have acreage in the country? Do you appreciate the heritage nature of your home and want to respect the era? i.e., and something I'm very close to my heart, I should say, is mid-century modern or Art Deco eras. Do you love to entertain? So therefore need more open modern spaces that can create central free flows for your guests. So with that, inspiration. So let's embark on an exciting treasure hunt for inspiration. Now, this is where things can get a little bit crazy. a little bit out of control. So discovering your unique style is akin to detective work, basically, requiring exploration, an open mind, and a dash of patience. Begin by creating a folder to store all your visual inspirations and tagging them for easy reference within your project. So what I mean by that is not only make a folder for home inspiration, but within that folder, start to narrow that down into room locations, indoors, outdoors, right down to, if you want to get super organized, right down to even organizing it through to decor and linens and paint colors and things like that. I still love embracing the old charm of magazines, which I feel like can be incredibly satisfying because it really gives you that therapeutic burst of creativity. But of course, Pinterest is the main go-to for a daily dose of inspiration. The issue with Pinterest is that you can really start to stray into the realm of peculiar interiors. So just be mindful of how far you don't go down that rabbit hole when you are on the Pinterest train, because whilst it has some amazing inspiration in there, one minute you're looking at, say, a Scandinavian designed interior, and the next minute it's turned into something completely different. So just keep that in mind. And Instagram, of course, is another treasure trove of style. So just start following your favorite accounts, save the highlights in your archives. And if you're more organized than I am, then you will actually make your archives, give your archives names and have them all in separate folders. And then voila, your style journey just became a much more thrilling journey. So identify those key elements. So once you've gathered a good collection of images, start to analyze the elements that stand out. Do you notice a trend of furniture pieces within the imagery, certain patterns, color schemes, and decor? Trends and buzzwords. Discover the latest design trends, including Scandinavian, industrial, farmhouse, Hamptons, mid-century modern, Japandi, and coastal styles. Which vibe speaks to you and exclaims, "This is my perfect sanctuary"? And then get creative. So enhancing your living area doesn't have to be expensive. Just rearrange your furniture, declutter all the kids' toys, change the cushion colors, hang new art, and add a funky rug or coffee table. Simple things like that can make for such a beautiful and exciting home makeover. And go with your gut. This is huge. I believe in this so much more every single day. Trust your instincts. When your heart jumps and you immediately feel a warm connection with something, you need to follow that feeling. Your home should reflect your unique personality, creating a special sanctuary just for you. So one thing I just want to circle back to really quickly is when you're looking at identifying your key elements and you've gathered your collection of images, and we want to be analysing this information. So when I say noticing trends of furniture pieces within the imagery that you collected, so are your furniture pieces all in certain tones of timber, like a light oak, or are they all a stained dark or black? Do you seem to find that most of your images have really neutral organic patterns, or are they much more floral, or are they quite bold and geometric? And then think about things like color. So do a lot of your imagery that you've collated, does it include bright colors and bold primary colors like bright blues and reds? Or does it go the other end of the spectrum and have quite a muted color palette? So that's what I mean by identifying the key elements within all of those inspiration images that you might have pulled together. All right, evolve. So this is something about what I mean by evolve is allowing your interior to always change as you change as a person. So, of course, you'll always have pieces in your home that are pieces that you'll keep forever. But don't be afraid to move things on that have lost their spark or that have lost their meaning to you, or that you're just simply over. So from day one in my design career, I've always believed that your interior should evolve with you. Be open to the fact that something that you like today, you may not like in 20 years' time. It is okay for your taste to change, and there are simple ways to embrace that along the way. Encompassing all that you love and are as an individual is always the goal, to create a space that aligns with you and enhances your life. So as I grow older and require much more peace in my life with 2 young children, I believe this to be so true today, more true than it ever has been for me. Your space needs to offer you a place of refuge, and the way to do that is to ensure that you remove anything that doesn't bring you that feeling of comfort, calm, and joy. And further to that, interior designers are here to help elevate that entire experience for you. We can create the cohesive balance that comes with the knowledge and experience of the industry. So really encompassing what it is that you want to feel in your home and pulling it together without making the mistakes that may happen along the way. So what else? So you can take a simple design quiz. That's something that I find really fun, taking quizzes of any sort. So there are heaps that you can find on a good old Google search. And I also have one for you to play around with as well. So the 7 current styles that are on top of my list and how they're defined. So as I mentioned, we've got Scandinavian, farmhouse, mid-century modern, coastal modern, Australian, industrial, Hamptons, and Japandi. So Scandinavian. The characteristics of Scandinavian's interior style would be light, airy, and functional design, neutral colour palette with pops of soft pastels, use of natural materials like wood and leather, linen and texture, clean lines and simple forms, and an emphasis on comfort. The key elements to a Scandinavian interior would be light-coloured wooden floors and ash or oak, minimalistic furniture with clean lines, textured textiles like wool and fur, and functional and practical design. Industrial. So the characteristics of an industrial interior would be raw and unfinished materials like exposed brick, metal, concrete, and raw timbers. Open spaces with high ceilings, utilitarian design with a focus on functionality, neutral colour palettes with industrial accents like usually blacks, greys, whites, bronzes, and gunmetals. Key elements. So concrete flooring or dark timbers, minimalistic furniture with clean lines, textured textiles like wool, leather, and fur, and functional and practical design. Farmhouse. The characteristics of a farmhouse interior are things like timeless and classic design, rich and warm colour schemes, ornate furniture with detailed woodwork, wild floral and greenery arrangements, textured fabrics like tweed, linen, cotton, or wool. And the key elements would be antique and all reproduction furniture, detailed cornicing and wainscoting, classic patterns like modern florals, checks and stripes, and dark to medium wood finishes. The Hamptons interior. The characteristics would be timeless and classic design as well, with a warm to cooler colour scheme, ornate furniture with detailed woodwork, as you can see in the imagery there, more formal floral arrangements with pastel tone colour, flowers, I should say. Think hydrangeas, peonies, things like that. Textured fabrics like tweed, linen, cotton and wool. Key elements would be detailed or antique furniture pieces, detailed cornicing and wainscoting, classic patterns like modern florals, checks or stripes, and dark, medium to light wood finishes, incorporating some black timbers for a more Southampton look. Mid-century modern, my personal favourite. Characteristics would be a focus on the time period between the 1950s and the 1970s. They include some bold colours and patterns with an emphasis on individuality and personal expression, unique and quirky decorative elements, a use of diverse materials and textures, incorporating key designers of the era with the use of iconic furniture and pieces and decor. Think your classic Bauhaus era of Eames, Mies van der Rohe, those kinds of major iconic designers of the time. Key elements would be bold and daring colour in both decorative elements and permanent fixtures, layered patterns and textures, display of collected art and accessories, and playful and unexpected elements. Think throwing in a strange rabbit head or funny sculpture, things like that when we sort of say unexpected elements. All right, Japandi. This one's really popular at the moment. The characteristics are clean lines and simplicity, open spaces with a focus on function, warm, functional materials like light timbers, bamboo, concrete, and brass, neutral colour palettes with a subtle colour, and minimalist furniture with sleek designs. The key elements being minimalist furniture, use of geometric shapes over curves and curls, uncluttered and open spaces, minimal decorative pieces, and oversized minimal imagery artwork. Coastal or modern Australian. This one is such a beautiful classic and can stand a very timeless interior style. Characteristics are light, airy, and functional design. Neutral colour palettes with pops of blues, greens, and terracotta rust colours. A use of natural materials like wood and linen, clean lines and simple forms with an emphasis on coziness and comfort. Pardon me, just grabbing a quick drink of water. The key elements would be light coloured wooden floors, concrete floors, or a tiled floor. Minimalistic furniture with clean lines, textured textiles like linen and cottons, and a functional and practical design. Now, it's important to note that individual interpretations and combinations of these styles can vary, and it is okay to blend these styles tastefully to create a more personalised look. I often find that combining, say, the farmhouse look with a coastal Australian look can work quite well. I also find that combining both mid-century modern with a Scandi or Japandi look can also be quite a nice combination. So it's just all about making sure that you tie those elements together with some pieces that are actually cohesive, be it fabrics or patterns or textures, and you will be able to create a beautiful cohesive look. So, as I said before, here is a link to take my 30-second style quiz. This will help you really define what style that it is that you're after, and you'll be able to notice all the imagery will help you draw a little bit more of a clearer line to what that style might be. And here we go. So, thank you all so much for being here with me today. So you've worked out your style, but now you're really stuck on how to make it reality. And as I say, I got you, boo. So as a special offer to all of you who have taken part in this course, who have contacted me ready to define your own interior style, I would absolutely love to offer you 20% off all of my interior design services. So this would include any full interior design service package, which would get you from start to finish. So you would get me as your designer from the beginning of your project right through to the end, which would include installing and styling your pieces. A schematic and layout design packages. So these are based on interior layouts and putting together schemes for you and allowing you to take them and install them and implement them at your own pace. Mood board and shopping list packages, again, a very similar idea with more styling in mind. And then any other bespoke or individual design projects that are based on hourly rates. So 20% off all of my interior design services across the board. So if you'd like to know any more information on any of that, you can visit my website or you can contact me via email, candice@mosinteriors.com.au. And just remember to mention that you have taken the style course to be eligible for the discount. Let me just stop sharing my screen for a moment. So I thank you so much for jumping on and working through the interior style definition. And I hope that you got something out of that. I hope that maybe that has given you some inspiration to go and start looking for some more ideas for your own home. And I really, truly hope that you can come out of it with something really interesting and take it to the next step. And if there is anything that you ever need, just feel free to touch base with me in any way. Email, as I said, Instagram DMs. My contact details are on the end of this ebook. And in the meantime, happy style hunting. Thank you so much, and I will chat to you soon. Ciao for now.